Hello and welcome, everybody. Tonight is our first match of the East Coast Conference League of Legends season. My name is Timothy Fowler. I am the Director of Esports at SNHU, and I'll be doing some commentary for you. With me, I have Michael Carignan from the Gaming Club at Southern New Hampshire University and the JV League of Legends team. Hi, Mike.
Hi, Tim. Thanks for having me along.
Of course. We are getting started in picks and bans. Looks like we have banned Karthus, and they have banned Lysandra so far. We are up against LIU Post tonight, and we will be playing in the East Coast Conference against another 5 teams over the course of the next few weeks. LIU Post is our first. We'll have Malloy next week, and the rest of the conference weeks after. Like a Cassiopeia band coming out from SNHU, focusing specifically on the mid lane, it looks like. Darius band. Interesting. Mike, what position do you play primarily for JV?
I am the main support player for the JV player, and I sometimes have to switch to our sub top laner.
Got it.
The Darius band coming out, though, is really interesting to me, actually.
I think it's interesting, too. I guess maybe they just don't want to kind of play into that lane bully. Ban on Jarvan as well. I know that we've had some practice recently on our Jarvan. And a Lucian pick for SNHU to begin.
Now, is that the Jarvan ban for the Jarvan jungle, or the new AP Jarvan support that's been coming up recently in the Korean Pro League?
I am going to assume it's the Jarvan jungle. I know that we've been practicing the jungle quite a bit. We haven't put anybody, or we haven't put Stillman, for example, on the Jarvan support yet. Malzahar and Zenjao looks like they're taking a strong jungler and a lockdown from that Malzahar. Picking up Sejuani. Wonder if they're going to finish out their bot lane or leave that a little bit open for later picks after the second round of bans here. Syndra for Simletels. To give anybody watching an idea, our players at SNHU, we have Natlas in the top lane, Bloody TX or Zincheng in the jungle, Simletels in the mid lane, Mistrust in the bot lane, and Stillman on support. So they are in order from top to bottom, but they can pick any position. They'll do some swaps before the match starts. So looks like a Scion band coming out from LIU Post. Not looking for matchup there. Both Darius and Scion pretty beefy in lane, so they're looking to not play into that from LIU Post, it seems. Lulu ban. I haven't seen Lulu played in quite a while.
Yeah, no, right now in the bot lane, a lot of the tank bot laners seem to be taking up the majority, so the Lulu ban is quite intriguing. I wonder if the ADC just had some past problems with Lulu.
Could be. I'm interested to see what SNHU picks up for the bot lane here. Know that we're still waiting on our top pick for SNHU and our support pick. My guess is that our support is not going to go very tanky right now. Oh, brand pickup.
Brand support is going to be interesting in this because I know it's popular in solo queue, but it hasn't seen a whole lot of competitive play in the last year or so.
True. And they are playing into a Lucian who can burst him down pretty quickly in response, so we'll see how the bot lane matches up. Sona pickup for Stillman. Quite a bit of poke out of SNHU's bot lane as well, so that's going to be a pretty interesting matchup.
Sona's just gonna look to basically sustain all that brand poke, but that Nami pick coming in.
Let's see where
Is that a
they end up. Brand
is
top.
that yeah. Surprised they banned out a lot of the tanks with the brand top, because with the brand passive you do max HP damage, so he's gonna look for a tank matchup usually.
Sure, he is against the Urgot in the top lane, so we'll probably actually get to take advantage of that fact a little bit. LIU Post with a fairly caustic team lineup. They don't necessarily have anybody tanky that is going to be able to soak any of the damage coming out from Cinder or Lucian.
And their own real form of sustain is going to be that Nami W to try and heal away from a lot of the poke that's coming in from the SNA2 side.
All right, so for anybody who is not familiar, we are going into a 3-minute spectator delay. This assures that there's no um, stream sniping or cheating by either team, making sure that everybody watching and everybody that has full maximum view of the map isn't giving anybody an advantage. So um, the uh, perspective that we have once we get into this game is not exactly the perspective that the players have. So each team can only see what their players can see. So like a small radius around each character, as well as any of their static buildings, so the turrets and the nexus in their base, and they can also see where they drop wards. So we will point those out and kind of the economy around wards and how that works, as well as where their minions are. They will get vision. So we as spectators are able to see the entire map. So give you a better viewing experience there. Like, have you been watching any of the Varsity games? Have you seen anything that you're interested in for tonight? What's going to happen? Any tendencies from our players? Did I lose you? You might be
No,
muted. There
sorry,
you
I'm
are.
still
Sure.
here.
Okay.
Sorry about that.
Not a
I
problem.
haven't kept up with the varsity scene too much. I've been trying to catch a couple matches here and there. Keeping up mostly with the pro leagues like the LCS and the LEC, and a little bit of the LCK here and there.
Sure. Yeah, I keep up with the LCK anytime I wake up at about 4 in the morning. But we've got just a little bit of time left here. Once we get into the game, there's going to be a brief minute and 30-second kind of setup period where we'll go over the map and some of the objectives on the map and kind of what we're going to be expecting to see. And I do encourage anybody who is watching to please, if you have any questions, post them in the chat. I am happy to respond to them either over the stream or in chat. Brief loading screen here. Looks like we're going to get started. All right, everybody getting out to the map. As you can see, there is kind of this darkened portion of the map and the light portion of the map. So there's kind of a split down the middle of the map here. You can tell with this river. Blue side of the map being the bottom portion, the bottom left. Red side of the map being the top right portion. You won't see for the early game people moving too far onto either side, so SNHU moving into LIU posts jungle, as it were, or them moving into ours. When they do, it's called an invade, and it's usually pretty risky, so keep an eye on that.
Snoo looks like they're just setting up for a pretty standard spread, just trying to see if they can get any information. LIU kind of looks like they're setting up a counter invade bush just to see if SNA2 is going to try anything. Doesn't look like either team's going to really try and go for an invade this time around, though.
Yeah, it looks pretty standard just now. LIU setting up on their blue, it looks like. There will be some jungle monsters that pop out here. The jungler themselves are expecting to kill these jungle camps for experience and gold, while the rest stay in lane and kind of work with these minions for gold. Different portions of the map. We're currently taking a look at the mid lane. This is Similitels from SNHU against Valexiga in LIU. Top lane, we have Natlis for SNHU against Shattercrown from LIU. And in the bottom lane, looks like we have Hobo and Frost Voltage from LIU against Mistrust and Stillman from SNHU. Junglers, Bloody TX, SNHU, and Rex is Dead from LIU. Now, the laners themselves, for the next couple of minutes, are likely going to stay in their lanes, get farmed up with some gold from these minions, and try to get an advantage on their opponents by denying them the ability to attack minions, for example, or poking them, as Mistrust does just there.
One thing I'm noticing in this Syndra versus Malzahar matchup we got in the mid lane, with the Syndra W, you can take the Malzahar minions and throw them right back at them, denying a lot of the Malzahar damage.
True. Mike seems to be taking advantage of that. Got quite a sizable health lead here. See, Bloody TX moving into the enemy jungle, trying to take a look for the enemy Zinjao, and finds them. Like they are going to engage. There it is, solo kill in the jungle for Bloody TX. First blood. They're gonna go ahead and take that red buff as well. There they go. Now that, this is affectionately termed a 3 buff when a jungler takes their red buff, which is located here, their own blue buff, which is located here, and then invades and gets the enemy red buff or blue buff. So it's a pretty sizable advantage so far to Bloody TX in the jungle, and he's hoping to take that into the lanes as he just made an attack on Malzahar there. I'm going to keep an eye on this top lane matchup a little bit. Just this Brand is an interesting pick here. It looks like he's utilizing it very well. Quite a bit of poke onto Natlis. All things considered, top can become a pretty quiet lane, but it looks like we've got Bloody TX coming up for a gank. So he's utilizing the fact that Shattercrown does not have vision up in this bush, and he gets kind of behind him. Gets the damage out. Looks like they're going to get there with it. Take another kill over to SNHU. Check out the bot lane.
Tons of poke coming out from the SNHU bot lane too.
Quite a bit, yeah. Like Nami, you usually see two different playstyles with Nami. Occasionally they'll be up front, kind of getting quite a bit of autos and poke onto the enemy team, or they'll sit back and use Nami's healing abilities to keep their ADC alive. Like they're opting for the latter, is letting them stay down fairly low.
One thing we're definitely gonna have to look for throughout the game too is the
Oh,
LIU post teleport advantage with Malzahar taking.
Gilman coming up on Sona, pushing Zenjiao off of this Scuttle Crab, giving it over to his jungler. All lanes for SNHU pushed up pretty far right now.
Pretty sizable CS lead too in most of the lanes. We got about a 20-something in the bot lane, only about 4 or 5 in the mid lane, and another about 4 or 5 in the top lane. But Mistrust down in that bot lane is getting a pretty sizable CS lane pretty early on.
Yep, yes he is. He has incredible mechanics, so he is able to make sure he last hits almost every minion that comes through. Those at home not totally up to speed on League of Legends or just learning, at the top here, you'll notice there's some gold totals. So right here is total team gold for LAU Post. Here is total team gold for SNHU. This is generally a good indicator of how strong the teams are at any given moment. In the bottom here, you can see each of the players purchase items. Those items directly inform how powerful each of the champions are. So effectively, the more gold you have, the more items you have, the stronger your character is. They gather that gold by killing minions, getting kills onto enemies, and neutral monsters like the Drake, which SNHU is trying to take right now. It looks like we're going to get a fight, LIU not wanting to let them take it. That is a kill onto Bloody TX. SNHU is going to come through and respond. Looks like they're going to get 3 and take the Drake.
Yeah, Mistrust coming out with the great ultimate onto the Nami and Malzahar, basically bringing them to low before he even really enters the fight. Huge advantage for SNHU right there.
Yep. Taking the gold lead a little bit further. It looks like they're a little over 3k ahead, which is a very sizable lead 8 minutes into the game. Like Mistrust finishing his Blade of the Ruined King, he is going to be very powerful coming out of the bot lane now.
Bloody TX invading this red again, just trying to deny as much as he can from Rex's dead.
Yep, he is so far about 3 camps ahead. Rex attempting to do the same thing, but Bloody TX has already taken his red. Soman going in for an ult in the bot lane there. Fortunately misses. Sona's ultimate ability will stun anybody in the area, so... A lot of damage coming out of Mistrust.
Forward.
Yep. trying to punish the fact that they were pushed up on the tower, but Mistrust with that Blade of the Rune King is just going to put out so much damage.
SNHU looks like they're going to try and take the Rift Herald here.
Yep, on the other side of the map, they're going to pull that out. Looks like Rex... Oh, nope. Does not hit the plant there to try to get the vision. Rift Herald here is one of the neutral objectives on the map. Once taken, player gets a buff and has the ability to summon it. It then goes down one of the lanes and puts quite a bit of damage onto turrets specifically. The end goal of the game is to take out this Nexus here. As you can see, with quite a few turrets in front of it, it is fairly well defended. If players go near these turrets, they get shot. So, with Rift Herald's help, SNHU is looking to push some turrets down, as they just did in the bot lane, and take some advantages there with gold and positioning. There it is, Rift Herald in the mid lane.
SNHU is going to try and finish off this mid tower here. Once you get the mid tower, you get a lot more control around the map since it's the first tier of the neutral in the middle tower.
Yep, Natlas in the top lane with a solo kill on that brand. It looks like they're going to head back, regroup, buy some items.
Natlas is going to try and take advantage of his laner being gone, try and get some of that turret plating for a little bit of extra gold.
Yep. Gonna take a look in the bot lane here. It looks like they are pushing this turret as well. SNHU trying to get as large of a gold lead as possible. And it turns out my cat found the toy. Oh. Missed a kill onto Natlas in the top lane there. It looks like they sent 2 people to take him out. SNHU waiting in the bush for anybody to walk by. There's the stun from Stillman and a follow-up from Bloody TX. With that, I think they're going to push for this turret pretty hard here. Rex is dead, looking to defend, but walking into that would be near suicide.
Looks like they're going to lane swap the Syndra and the Urgot too. Maybe get a little bit pressure off that Urgot with that brand passive.
Yep. Syndra is much more well equipped to deal with a brand, both being burst mages, as you can see. Taking him out in the top lane there. Like Malzahar's coming in to try to deal with that Syndra. See if Stimligels can back off. They can. Getting some more damage out, and Stillman coming in to help. Malzahar is... Oh, sorry, go ahead.
I was going to say, right before that, SNHU took their second Drake. They took the Cloud Drake, which gives in and out of combat movement speed to all champions on the SNHU side.
Mistrust heading up to the top lane, it looks like, taking the Scuttle Crab. Getting hit with Brand Stun and W. heading back up. They're looking to send their AD carry and support pair into the lanes that still have turrets because they have such strong pushing power. Taking a look back at the CS counts, so this is the number of kills that each character has on minions. It looks like SNHU is dominating quite a bit, 25 ahead in the top lane, 20 in the jungle. Ooh, and pushing quite a bit into top lane there. 2 kills, under turret.
That bounty on Mistrust is starting to look pretty big too.
It is 1,000 gold for anybody who kills Mistrust now. Like they're gonna get the tier 2 turret in the top lane and in the bot lane. Atlas pushing solo down there. He does have teleport up, so if something comes up, he is going to be able to get to his team fairly quickly. Buddy TX taking as many jungle camps as he can to deny them from Rex's dead, but it looks like he's going to head out, trying not to overextend. We're going to regroup from SNHU's side. Simmethal's picking up Luden's Echo, a fairly large power spike for them. SNHU's got some vision into the enemy jungle, so they're taking camps with some safety.
Mistrust almost getting a solo kill on the Xin Zhao there.
Follow him into the back of this fight.
SNHU is going to collapse on LIU and just take out the Malzahar. Looking for the brand next.
Shot by the Urgot. Like they're gonna group up here in the mid, take out this Ezreal from under the turret. They are fairly far ahead here in the gold department and the kill department, so it looks like they're pushing the game quite a bit earlier. First to inhibit 1820. Anybody getting up to speed again with League of Legends? So inhibitors here, there's 3 in the base. They are protected by turrets. Once the turrets go down, they become vulnerable. Once the inhibitor is taken out, it spawns super minions. As you can see, this very large, beefy minion here with a big old shield. They have quite a bit of HP and will push all the minions on the opposing side of the lane in, and they will just keep going until they hit turrets. So this forces LIU to kind of pay quite a bit of attention to the mid lane to make sure that these super minions don't get to the base and start taking down the rest of their base. Baron comes up at 20 minutes. Baron is the biggest objective on the map. Maybe not the most influential, as Elder Drake will spawn later, potentially. Baron buff gives the team quite a bit of a bonus to lane pressure. It causes all of the minions in the wave to get boosted and become much stronger and much healthier, and to win these fights in the AI-controlled minion lane.
SNHU is going to want to look for that Baron buff too around the time it comes up, especially with that inhib down. LIU's kind of in no position to contest it. Looks
Yep,
like SNHU is going to start it up right here too.
yep. Looks like no issues too. They have plenty of items to be able to put out the damage and withstand the damage coming out from that Baron. Like they're going to keep pushing. You can see a little purple aura now granted to all of the players, and thus all of the minions here is going to give them a lot of pressure in this top lane. Stun comes out from Stillman and a follow-up from the rest of the team. Stun from TX as well, gets one. That is Inhibitor, and I believe they have enough to end it here. Only the Ezreal left standing on LIU post side. There's a stun and a kill.
Ace coming through from SNHU is going to basically guarantee him the first game. Just going to take a couple more hits off the Nexus.
That will do it. SNHU takes game one. This is a best of 3 series. We are going to take a brief break in between games. Shouldn't be too long, so please keep an eye on it. Thank you. We are back getting into pick and ban for game 2. Update the match score here for you. SNHU is now up 1-0. It is a best of 3, so we're going into game 2. Swap some things around here so you know who is who.
Same first two picks in the first game. Karth is coming out from SNHU and Lysandra coming out from LIPU. Neither team's looking to play against those two champions.
Yep, another Darius ban. The exact same bans. It's like we're playing a replay. Ah, there's the first change, Sejuani. They didn't want to see Bloody TX on that, but we've actually subbed in Oh Heaven in the jungle, so we do have our substitute jungler coming in for this one. Lucian taken for LIU. Took that away from Mistrust. He kind of ran away with that pick on that last game.
The Caitlyn coming in for SNHU is a little bit of an underlining pick. Main two ADCs picked right now are Lucian and Ezreal, but I think Mistrust is going to be able to do just as well with this.
His real goal is just going to be to stay outside of that range from Lucian, who's going to just be attempting to jump in. The brand pickup for SNHU, they really want to take it seems, a lane dominant matchup in the bot lane. With Kate's range and Brand's just raw damage, they'll be able to push them off of the lane.
Gonna kind of look to do what they did last game, just with a little bit of a different way of doing it. A little bit more damage, a little bit less.
Mumu from LIU. Looking to put together some game-changing ultimates with the Mumu. Take Jarvan in the jungle for SNHU. They didn't let it go to the second round of bans there, so they took it ahead of time. Malzahar ban from SNHU, looking to see something else come out for LIU's mid laner.
LIU looking to target that top lane again like they did last match. Kind of banning out the Urgot. Don't want to see it again in that top lane.
Game 1, they banned Sion and Jax from the top lane, so those are now both open for Natlis to take if he's interested. We're looking to pick up a mid lane pick and a top lane pick for SNHU. We'll see what they go with first. SNHU does get this pick, and then they get last pick, so they'll be able to, it seems, counter whatever top lane pick LIU comes with. Galio taken for SNHU, very strong in lane, able to clear minions quite quickly, get down to the rest of his team as well.
More traditional top lane coming out from LIU, going with the Gnar top.
Yep, it's a fairly safe pick. He's a ranged character, so that does help. Although, there's Jace. My assumption there is that it's going to be Gnar top lane and Jace mid, but they could, I suppose, switch that. Natless, I guess Stillman trolling a little bit with the Teemo there, flashing Teemo out. Not necessarily the most meta pick, a little bit more standard with Jax, though he did pick Jax into a ranged matchup, so he's going to be really focused on kind of the all ins once he jumps in with his Q. He's not going to have a really good way to get out. Definitely a little bit more team fight oriented, I think, from LIU this time. Instead of having kind of five squishies across the board, they have Gnar, once he transforms, can be pretty beefy, as well as the Amumu, which then tank can get a really strong stun lockdown on the rest of the SNHU team. SNHU with a fairly well balanced team as well, though. Jarvan able to initiate with his ultimate, and Galio with a follow up on his ult. I think looks like a good combination.
Yeah, LIU definitely coming out with a more standard team comp, coming out with one that's a little bit more tanks, a little bit more CC. Want to see how much better they do with this team comp this round, but
We will see. As last game, there is this 3 minute spectator delay, so we do have some time. Grab a snack, use the bathroom, whatever you need to do. And we are back into the loading screen for game two. LIU is now on the blue side of the map, so they'll be in the bottom left side of the map. SNHU on the top right. This does afford some advantages. If you take a look at the jungle, red side has a little bit more access to the dragon, blue side with a little bit more to the baron. SNHU going with no skins on the characters, while LIU seems to be skinned out up top here. Dino Gnar is one of my favorites.
I'm really going to be interested this match to see how much this Galio can do to help out his side lane, especially that Caitlyn brand lane down bottom. Galio ultimate is going to be huge, I think, down there in that fight with the Lucian Karma.
Yeah, Lucian and Karma are going to be pretty. They're definitely going to need to all in order to get some kills there. Galio with his kind of life-saving ultimate should hopefully help. Mistrust and Stillman in the bot lane. Back on the map, LIU down here in the bottom left in blue. SNHU up here in the top right in red. Like fairly standard fan, just making sure that LIU doesn't come into their jungle. Taking posts at all of the entrances.
Would you prefer the good cop or the bad cop?
30 seconds until minions spawn.
Mistrust really letting us know that there's a ward here. A red start for a Mumu in the blue jungle here. Very likely a blue start as well. From Jarvan. Oh heaven.
Want another shot? I wouldn't want to leave things up in the air. Would you prefer the good cop or the bad cop?
Both teams getting wards in the pixel bushes, it looks like, trying to catch out the enemy junglers once they do get to this side. I'm going to swap briefly over to just SNHU's vision to give some people some perspective here. So SNHU can only see what you can see down in the minimap here. So they can see Gnar because Gnar is near their minions. They can see Jace because Jace is near their minions, but all the rest of the characters on the opposing team, Lucian and Karma just popping out. So the junglers are still kind of blind to each other. We can see SNHU's here, but we're still waiting to see if a Mumu from Rex's Dead is going to show on the map. And I'm going to swap vision back so we can see everybody. It looks like he's heading to his topside jungle. Both top laners hitting level 2 at about the same time. SNHU pushing quite a bit in the bot lane. Looks like they got their level 2 first.
Yeah, in the bot lane, they're definitely trying to push in this Lucian Karma, trying to give them as little advantage as they can, especially because Lucian is a very good early game ADC.
Oh, that trap from Caitlyn just makes it very simple for Bren to get his passive down and them to follow up with a lot of damage on Lucian. Looks like SNHU is going to be pausing here. We had a disconnect from Simlatel's in the mid lane. Technical difficulties can occur. They have up to 5 minutes to unpause it, and they have 3 times that they can do that throughout the best of 3. So looks like disconnect is resolved. They're going to get this unpaused here pretty soon. Jumping back in, probably the biggest impact that that will have is when you are disconnected, your body gets taken over by the computer and kind of runs back towards your fountain here. So Simultel's a little bit of a walk back to get to his lane. In the meantime, he might lose some minions. So it's unfortunate, but it does occur occasionally. Like both junglers really focused on farming their first route here. Atlas getting a ward down, making sure that if Muma decides to come to his lane, he's going to know when he does. Bot lane still pushing very hard here.
Bot lane's gonna try and get that first plate of turret armor. There it goes.
They get it. That is 80 gold to each player. Ooh. That is a kill onto Mistrust. Pushed a little bit too hard. Atlas keeping his farm up fairly high despite being in this ranged versus melee matchup. You can see Nar's able to just wail on him with auto attacks and his Q, and he doesn't really have any damage to trade back. Still fairly high on his pots as well, so he seems to be doing pretty well up in the top lane there. Simlitel, despite the disconnect and the run back to the fountains, up 10 CS in the bottom here. He's killed 10 more minions. Galio with great wave clear makes that fairly easy.
Looks like a little bit of an invade going on here in the bot side jungle for SNHU.
They find a pink ward and take it out. They're going straight for this dragon, it looks like. Maybe trying to catch the bot lane checking.
I think SNHU is looking for a little bit of a loosen, like he's coming up right now. I think
There
they're
he
going to try
is.
and catch him out, but there's the ward.
Ward's over the
Saving his
wall.
life.
Smart, yep. Do you still think they're going to take the dragon, though? Nope. Nope, going right by. Deciding to reset. Keep their advantages. Mistrust with a 15 CS difference, minion kill difference. To give you an idea, about 16 or 17 minions is equal to a kill, so despite Mistrust taking that death, he's still right about even with the enemy Lucian right now. Atlas extending his lead to about 20 CS, fairly wide margin there. Gonna go all into this Gnar, but Gnar does have the hop away.
Galio roaming up to the top side of the map. Just want to make sure that Natlis is okay.
Probably gave him the go-ahead for the all-in, knowing that he could follow up pretty close by. NHU with a 600 gold lead, despite taking that first blood from LIU. Have Gnar heading back. Looks like Natlis is going to shove this wave as hard as he can, try to get the minions under the tower and force the Gnar to lose quite a few. Got a large wave set up here, so he wants Doesn't want the Nari to be able to farm those, so getting him under attack will do that. Looks like Nara's going to lose a few, but not too many, all things considered. Both top and mid lane from SNHU resetting now, going back to base, buying some items.
SNA2 getting some pretty impressive CS lanes here at not even 10 minutes in the game.
25 in the top lane, almost 25 in the mid lane, 23 in the bot lane, quite a bit. Like the junglers seem to be keeping up right about with each other, which is fairly consistent. It's kind of difficult to get a significant farm lead in the jungle unless the enemy's focusing specifically on ganks. Like Mumu is moving in. I believe they saw them in the bot jungle here, so Mumu knows that he's safe to go up and take this red buff. Is going to want to get out of there. That does give him level 6. Now Mumu has Curse of the Sad Mummy and is able to jump in, get a large stun on a large radius of people from SNHU, so he's going to be looking to turn around fights with that. SNHU extending their lead a little bit over 1k gold. It's almost exclusively through their CS and farm differentials.
Yeah, even Atlas is going to acquire a little bit of a bounty in the top lane, strictly off CS. Stillman going into a 1v2, but it looks like Mistrust might be able to pick up a kill here.
Oh, so close. Takes the flash. Gets the auto.
Mumu's looking to go bot lane, maybe try and pick up one of these low bot laners, but in the opposite side of the map, oh, Heaven and Atlas going in on the Gnar. Looks like they're going to pick up a kill here.
Yep. Yeah, the kind of aggression out of Stillman, they tend to do that quite a bit. Stillman will go in, really do his best to bait the other team into using as many abilities on him as possible while still staying alive so that Mistrust can move in and pick up the rest. Atlas and No Heaven getting quite a bit of damage onto this turret. You're going to get a lot of gold out of this. Maybe another plate? No, it does not look like it.
Looks like the Karma and the Mumu are going to start on the Cloud Drake since most of SNHU's team is up on the top side of the map.
Jace in trouble. Both Galio and Jarvan moving in on him. Gets away with the flash. LIU does take that dragon there, so looking to pick up as much as possible considering deaths on both sides of the map. Jace stayed in lane.
Solo kill.
Yep, he was Jace fairly low from that fight with Simultel's and O Heaven in the river there. Decides to stay in lane and Simultel's punishes them for it. Like another plate off the bottom for Mistrust and Stillman, taking some more gold out of that.
Most of this turret play is going to fall in the next 2 minutes or so. Going to just make it regular towers at that point. You won't get as much gold for taking off chunks. You still get the gold when you take down the entire thing.
Bowman trying to push and get a stun on them. Barely misses his Q. Like SNHU bringing 4 to the bot lane, they're looking to take this tower as quickly as possible, get some pressure, so that they can send their bot lane either to mid or top and really start taking down turrets all across the map. There it goes. Thresh should clear this wave out. He'll probably be heading back just after that.
Looks like LIU is going to try and get that mid tower a little bit, or at least a little bit lower.
Yep, I put
Won't
some
be able to get
pressure
it
up
all
there.
the way because SNHU's collapse. SNHU bot lane looking to try and make a pick here. Made it look like they back, gonna wait for the hobo to walk up a little bit and try and burst them down.
They get a stun off, that'll do it. Nope, Lucian with his E gets right out. Oh, and Jason Karma getting a kill onto the Galio in the mid lane. Simlatel's going down.
Moomoo's also gonna start up the Rift Herald, but I think he's just gonna walk away as no one's really coming to help him.
That was fairly close to his Triforce. That is a huge power spike for him, so he's going to be looking to farm up just a couple hundred more gold here, take that, and really start putting pressure on the enemies. Rise Karma from the bush for Natlas. Looks like he's going to try to take her down. Doesn't get it, and he's going to get the follow-up from Gnar. Does flash out. Oh, Heaven going in on the Jarvan. Follow-up for Mistrust. Solution ult to back her off there.
Gallo's gonna push out that bot lane and try to look a little bit towards the mid lane, see if he can use that ultimate at all.
Mumu flanking from the side, looking for a Q into his ult there. LIU, Stoneman coming in, looking to get a stun off. Doesn't waste any spells. They're going to go ahead and grab the dragon. At the same time, LIU is rotating up. They're going to take out the Rift Herald. Good play from them. Try to secure something on the other side of the map.
Red team has slain the dragon.
Sounds like we've got another disconnect coming in from Simlatel.
A summoner has disconnected. A summoner has reconnected.
There we go.
Looks like we're gonna start it back up here any second.
There we go. LIU takes the Rift Herald and gets out.
SNHU looking to press that mid lane tower. We're gonna try and get it here, and I think they're gonna. Yep.
Get the scanner so that they know if the enemy has a ward in this bush. Otherwise, LIU cannot see them there. Looking to get somebody walking through the jungle here. Ooh, Mistrust looks like he baited him out, and the rest of the team follows up.
Two-man advance now. They're gonna try and push down the second tier mid tower.
Ultimate coming out
Poking
from
out that
Caitlyn.
Moo.
Really just ensuring they do not have the HP to come in and try anything. Think that they might push for a turret and inhibitor here. Lucian Karma are just now back up and are coming over.
Now listen, Shattercrown still just farming it up in the top lane. Kind of like their own little island up there.
Top lane is an island. Shattercrown with his Black Cleaver completed. He has a little bit more fighting power there. Natlas still waiting on his Trinity Force. Once he has that, I think he has no problem taking that fight.
Mistrust is a full item up on a Hobo over there in the bot lane.
Yep, he is. 1 kill, 2 assist, 1 kill, 1 assist, and 60 farm ahead. That will that just about makes up the cost of an item.
Looks like SNHU is gonna try coming up here in the top lane. Gonna try probably push down that tier 1 tower, maybe free up the map a little bit more.
Nice flash out from Stillman. He saw the Q coming in from Mamumu and he was out of position, so he expends his 5-minute cooldown for that. Mistrust with huge range advantage over that Gnar.
SNHU is gonna look like to try and dive these two.
Oh, they get the follow-up from Galio as well, able to just go straight in.
Nice flash out by Oh Heaven there. Oh, and they're going in on the Karma.
Looks like they're going to chase down the solution as well. Stun from Stillman should do it. Nope, doesn't get one out. And the damage from Caitlyn is not enough.
Jace going in on Stillman here.
Alexiga from LIU managing to pull up to 3 kills here. Definitely the most threatening on their team. Seems to be playing it safe and ensuring he can take fights when he wants to.
in four Stockton game 3. But that's neither here.
Stillman's now got his Hunters guys. Gonna be doing a lot more damage now on that brand, where his passive works with the Hunters guys passive.
Yep. Infernal Drake up. Gives quite a bit of damage to the team that takes it, so they're going to be prioritizing this pretty heavily. Natlas getting caught out a little bit.
Escaping
Just barely
just
makes it.
SNHU is still going to try and go for this Infernal Drag, however. LIU might look to contest this.
Looks like they sent some damage out to it, but weren't able to get it. Oh, Heaven with the Smite, hearing it.
A quick
Amumu.
pick on the Amumu.
Barely far out of position there, yeah.
SNHU looking to go for an early Baron with the Amumu down. Got about 27 seconds before they have to worry about the Smite.
LIU coming to contest, it seems.
SNHU is going to burn it down before they get there. LIU looks like they're just going to try and back with their lives. Don't want to fight a 4v5 right now. Both supports trying to deny the enemy vision.
Truman kills the ward and gets the stun off.
SNHU gonna push it down mid, try and get this inhib and get their super minions rolling.
Amumu looking to flank, trying to get an ult off here. Decides not to go for it. With this Baron buff, SNHU is able to siege. There's the inhib. Oh. Oh, Heaven going in.
Big ult from the Galio. Managed to get 4, I think.
3 kills over to SNHU. They're going to pressure the Nexus now. They have Baron buff.
SNHU is going to try and end it here with the 3 people down. Natlas going on the Lucen.
$12k gold lead. I don't think that they're looking to extend the game any longer. There is the Nexus. That is the match for SNHU. They take it 2-0. It was a good round. I think that SNHU pretty handily had it from the start of game 1.
Yeah, I like.
Oops, sorry. Go ahead.
Oh, I was just going to say, from a spectator point of view, game 2, a lot more interesting to watch. LIU definitely made it a lot more of a challenge the second time.
Sure, taking first blood, taking those objectives on the other side of the map where SNHU was not, I think was a really good start for LIU. Yeah, I want to say thank you to you, Mike. Thank you for everybody watching. I appreciate you guys taking the time and catching the matches that we play. We will be against Malloy Lions next week. Still working on scheduling that one. We're hoping for it to be Wednesday night of next week, and if it is not, it will be Friday night at the same time. Yeah, anything else from you, Mike?
No, that's it. Thanks for having me.
Of course. Thank you for joining.